plans for the season. Tonight's show is brought to you by Cubbage Electric Plumbing and Construction, Griffin Insurance, and Knox County Veteran Services. Now get ready for the show. The Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show. Live from the WMVO studios.
All right, and a good evening to you from the WMVO studios. It's the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show, and tonight we're featuring boys basketball across the board, Fredericktown Freddies and the Danville Blue Devils, and we appreciate them joining us. First up, the Danville Blue Devils, and we're going to be chatting with them here in just a moment. Do want to thank Knox County Veteran Services, Cubbage Electric Plumbing and Construction, Knox Community Hospital, Durko's Pizza and Subs, and, of course, Griffin Insurance and Durko's Pizza and Subs. Well, they have pizza out there, no subs, but their subs are great, too, and they're Stromboli. So if you stop by Durko's, they're just down the road from us here. And, you know, there's the running joke that I can't get to Danville. Yeah, I can, though. And I'm very surprised. I figured all of you would bail tonight to be at the raccoon dinner.
No chance.
We were talking about it earlier, the old raccoon dinner. Now, I have gone like 4 times. Never once have I eaten it. You can't do it?
You got to do it.
No.
I don't know.
You did? Have you done it?
Oh, yeah.
You have?
Every true Danville person has done
Oh, so you guys aren't true Danville people.
I've lived in Danville my whole life, and I've never had raccoon.
Never had raccoon.
I think I'm 4th generation in Danville. I've never had
Never
it. You don't
had
have to like it. You just got to do it once.
You just got to do it. What's it like? A greasy roast beef, right?
Yeah, that's probably pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
good
The
way to
line was huge when I saw it.
Oh, it's packed.
You guys probably could barely get through town.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the girls' game going on and raccoon dinner, it's pretty packed
Yeah.
at school.
Well, I went to, Katie Smith, who used to play at Ohio State, played in the WNBA. I went the first, I was in high school, and I went over there to interview her. I did not get the audio when I came back here. Dave Bevington asked me the next morning, and I said, he goes, "Where's the audio?" And apparently I did not push record. But I was there. I was there. So appreciate you guys joining us there. Danville Blue Devils come into this week. Well, you got 3 games this week. Coach Steve Lyons with us. And then we've got Braden Anderson, Ashton Spalding, and Caleb Lucas. I don't really know where the campers are at, so I just based off of that. So what color hoodie are you in? But no, we appreciate them all joining us here on the program. Steve, how long you been at this coaching thing? I'll be swing that mic over to you. But how long you been doing this coaching thing, and how long you been doing it at Danville?
Well, this is my 3rd year as the head coach at Danville, and I was at Danville a long time ago. I played basketball at Danville back in the 80s, and started coaching junior high and helping out with high school a little bit. And then I kind of did a big circle and went to Crestview for a year, and Crestline. I was the head coach for a couple of years. Helped out at Mansfield Christian, helped out at Clear Fork, then came back to Danville. So I've got close to 20 years total, but this is my 3rd year as the varsity coach.
What made you want to come back here? I mean, Danville seems like just a big family there. I mean, everybody's kind of related in some sense, right? I mean, aren't you all related or something?
Well, I was actually going to kind of be done with coaching, and then they didn't have a JV coach that year, and my son was going to be a freshman, and my wife said, "Why don't you go in there and talk to Coach Moore?" And I went in and talked to Coach Moore and got along real well with him, so decided to help out.
Yeah, and now you're back here. You look at the Danville program, and you think about football. That's the first I know. It's no offense to Danville, but you think about football, and you think about softball, girls softball, and things, and then the Danville boys basketball team too. How have you maybe tried to build that up, where the thought process is maybe turning more towards basketball at Danville?
Well, we hope so. It's it's tough. We're definitely there's no doubt about it. It's a football school, and we've missed the first month of practice for the last 3 years because they've been so successful in football that they're playing a lot of extra games, and we got a lot of kids that are tired or maybe they're beat up some. So we're trying to kind of build things at the youth level more and keep them. That's why I keep telling all the youth coaches, I don't care if you teach them anything, but make them love the game so they'll keep playing so we can get our numbers up there.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to ask the players this too, but the conditioning for basketball is much different than football. So even when you get done with football, you got to get them in shape, and then you're going right into games, right? Yeah,
that's kind of the fine edge we got to kind of balance on when they come in is, they've played this year, 15 football games, and they come in and we're trying to get ready to play a basketball game in 6 or 7 days. Do you try to get them, basketball running's completely different. Do you try to run them up and down the floor and get them used to it, or you don't want to wear them out too much either? So we're, it's tough to balance.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys joining us here on the program. I'll have you swing the mic over there. Braden Anderson, what year are you in school?
I'm a senior this year.
Senior year. All right. Did you play football too?
No, sir.
No football. You're sticking just with basketball. I like it.
Basketball and baseball.
All right, basketball and baseball are your things there. And you look at it, you kind of maybe got a little more time to prep for this season and everything. What were some of the things that you wanted to accomplish here this year as we're nearing the end? I mean, tournament draws on Sunday, so we're nearing the end of the season and things. But what did you want to accomplish? Have you felt like you've kind of done that this year?
I just wanted to be a part of a team because I've dealt with a lot of injuries, and I mean, it's my senior year, never get to play basketball again, so I figured just it'd be a good way to go out, just do my best, play hard, support the team, and yeah.
You can play Y-ball or something after, get into that kind of thing.
Yeah, bunch of sweaty old men.
Yeah. I think it's kind of physical there. But when you look at it as a team, the guys coming in a little bit later because of football and stuff like that. How was it kind of the adjustment period getting into the season? Was it kind of an awkward transition? Was it a situation where you kind of expected it, so it wasn't as awkward for you?
Well, I mean, me and all the football boys are really close. I mean, I'm the only kid in my grade that doesn't play, so I'm really close with all my friends that play football, and so it wasn't hard.
Yeah.
Everyone was like.
Yeah. Did they try to get you to play football?
I have been asked to play football probably 600 times.
600 times, all right. And the answer's always been no. Right?
Always.
Ashton Spalding is with us as well. Ashton, what year are you in school?
I'm a junior.
Junior, you got another year. I think you're leading the conference in rebounding right now as well, aren't you? Yeah, there we go. So when you go into this season and you think about this year, what did you want to accomplish? What are some of the things, the goals that you might have had?
Just a win.
Yeah.
And to play it with my best friends, Caleb, Braden, Josh, Wesley, Carson.
Yeah.
Just play with the whole team. And it was weird the whole way through, from 6-7 practices and now 18 games in the season.
Yeah. When you look at that, you got to kind of almost get thrown into the fire because of football season and things. What was kind of the message from Coach that you said, hey, we got to be ready regardless. The other teams, they don't really care if you only got a few practices in. It doesn't really matter to them. What was kind of the message from Coach as you prepare for the season and kind of dive right into it?
You really don't have a message. He really didn't. It's just you got to get ready.
Yeah.
I mean, we played Lucas game 1, and they didn't have much success in football, so they were prepared all the way.
Mm-hmm.
So being at our first game, you just got to go out and play.
Were you huffing and puffing? It's different, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's different getting up and down the floor in basketball there. Caleb, this is your senior year, right? Yeah, class.
Yep.
Now, listen, I would be remiss if I didn't mention speech and debate, the mock trial. Mock trial, yeah. I did speech and debate.
Yeah.
Brad Birchfield was my coach for that. He didn't. He coached more football than he did speech and debate. Gotcha. Anyway, though,
yeah.
I know you're kind of involved in a lot of different things, but
Sir.
For you guys, you played on both sides of the ball in football. You had a great year. I think you broke the sack record, right? Career sack record?
Tackle for loss
Tackle
record.
for loss record.
I was very close on getting the sack record.
You were close.
Yeah.
And you beat Charlie Duncan's record, was it?
Yeah.
Is he Rivia? I mean,
he'll joke about it with me, but he was pretty proud of me in the moment.
Yeah.
So.
So is it rough for you guys for you to get back in the flow of things for basketball, or you just kind of want to jump back in? And do you ever have a question? Like sometimes when you have a big football run, I know there's some people I've talked to that say, I'm not going to go out for basketball. We had a good run and things like that. Nah, not really. But why go out for basketball after that kind of run and here your senior year?
Right. Well, actually, I'm one of those people. Last year, my junior, or I guess it would have been my sophomore going into my junior year.
Yeah.
I didn't play basketball or it would have been junior year.
Yeah.
Okay. End of junior year, I didn't play basketball just because I wanted to get in the weight room.
Yeah.
I wanted to pack on a few more pounds for football. That way I was ready to go for that. But, the conditioning is it's so much different.
Yeah.
It definitely takes a lot of games to adjust to it.
Yeah.
Running up and down the court, just getting used to running the offense, it never stops.
Yeah.
Football, you got a few seconds to get a break, catch your breath, and then, but basketball, it's just go, 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 and that's it.
Do you have some goals that you had for this year? Some things you're hoping to accomplish?
Yeah. I just mostly, try to win.
Try to win
as much as possible.
Yeah.
Go out with go out the bang, yeah.
You guys have had some close games throughout this time.
Yeah,
obviously, that mic back over there to Steve. Steve, is this a team that plays in the half court? Is this a team that runs up and down? Now, I will say I caught some different games, and you look at it, you guys can play in the half court. You can speed it up. What do you like to do, though?
I think we can play both. We'll run when it's there. We don't really emphasize it as much, but if it's available, we definitely have. We've had some games where we've really got out and got up and down the floor some, and then we can play pretty well in the half court. We've been running a lot of the same stuff for about 3 years, so it's starting to really sink in, and they don't have to think as much anymore in the half court. So.
Yeah. When you look at the KMAC, Knoxville Athletic Conference, what do you see with this conference? Because we talk about it, it's a pretty solid conference, and it's been we've had some additions and subtractions at times and things like that, but it's been pretty consistent across the board. What do you think about this conference and the teams involved?
I think it's pretty solid conference all the way around. Every night we play. It doesn't seem to matter what the records are.
Yeah.
It's a tough game every night. So, for a small school conference, I think it's pretty tough for basketball.
All right, let's talk a little bit about your season thus far. You guys sitting at 5-13. Just won the one conference game. I think you did that Friday night, right? So,
well, that's the game we lost.
You lost by 2. That's right.
Yeah, we beat them earlier in the season, Loudonville.
But that team, that Loudonville team, they were sticking there with Fredericktown for a little bit, and then things got out of control in the second half.
It's kind of a tough place to play in Loudonville. And it was pretty crowded that night. It was their military appreciation night, so it was a packed house for them, and Judah Layton going for his 1,000th point that night. So it was a tough place to play going in there. So we had a chance at the end. We just didn't get it done.
Yeah, was that Hodebarger there? Did you see? I figured he might be there. Yep. So if you look back at that game against Loudonville, though, what stood out to you and some of the things? I mean, 72. Well, you score 70 points. You kind of hope you can win a basketball game, right?
That's exactly what I said to my coaching staff the other day. Like, how do we lose a game that we scored 70 points? Yeah. Well, the other team scored 72. Yeah. So they got kind of hot from behind the line.
And it happens.
Yeah, and the Wade kid made a couple from close to half court. And a couple other kids that we weren't really counting on scored for them. So they executed and they beat us.
Yeah, they are not afraid to fire it up.
No, not at all. Not at all.
The game against Fredericktown. Yeah. They'll just go down, fire it. Wade can get hot.
I think last week when I looked at the KMAC stats, their 2 kids had taken more than 100 3-pointers, more than our 2 highest kids had.
How do you defend something like? I mean, how do you go about it defensively?
Well, we started out in that game, and I got Carson Proper asking me, "Do you want me to come out and guard this kid?" Well, he's out past the volleyball line. Yeah. Well, not normally, but they're making shots out there. So, at some point, you got to get a hand up on them. Yeah. The moment they cross half court, pretty much.
Yeah, let them try to drive on you or something. Is that kind of the goal? I mean, what were you hoping they'd do?
Well, we were hoping to take a couple kids out of the game by face guarding them, and just didn't work for us. They got kind of hot. So,
Braden, you swing that over to Braden there for a second. From a player's perspective, what stood out to you in that game against Loudonville?
I think what definitely stood out to me was how hard we played the entire game. Mm-hmm. Some games, like our first half, is just the most beautiful basketball you can watch, and then sometimes after halftime it starts out slow. Yeah. But I mean, from the start to the finish, every single person that touched the basketball court, I can confidently say tried their hardest. Yeah. And it's just unfortunate we didn't come out on top.
Yeah. You've lost some close games this year. I mean, I look back at it and you lose a couple of close games. As you look at it, Ashton, what stood out to you in that ball game?
Well, I mean, obviously we lost, but it wasn't like a blowout or like Danville's used to. It was a gritty game. Yeah. It was back and forth, swinging punches, and I felt like we swung so many punches, but we were just tired at the end. Yeah. Like 3 seconds. If we had 3 more seconds, we would have gotten it.
Yeah. Caleb, you look at that ball game. What stood out to you in that game against Loudonville?
I would say just frustration. Yeah. Just been in a lot of close games, like you said, this year, and just not being able to just kind of get over that final hump. Yeah. Just trying to get over that final hump and kind of finish out games and do what we got to do to win. So I'd say just frustration after the game. I was pretty upset about it. And, even going in tomorrow's game, losing to East Knox, we lost by 1 last when we played them. So just going into that with that kind of mindset, it's not football. You can't go out there and take out all your aggression or anything. So you got to be smart about it, but, definitely coming ready to play and finish that game. So,
Coach, you talk about a close game at the end. What stood out to you maybe in the fourth quarter in that ball game against Loudonville?
It just seemed like it was a one-possession game the whole time. And the nice thing for us, we've had some games where down the stretch maybe we didn't score like we should, but we did a good job at continuously scoring, and I felt like we kind of did the same thing at Centerburg too. We lost in overtime to them. Yeah. And the same thing there. They were scoring, and we just kept scoring with them. So we're getting close. Yeah. Being able to play the whole game. Third quarter's been a real thorn in our side all year.
Yeah.
We've had some pretty bad third quarters this year.
Yeah. Appreciate Steve Lyons joining us. Danville basketball, boys basketball here on the program today. Let's take this break. We'll come back, and more of the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show is coming up.
Heart disease is the leading cause of death in the U.S. Early heart attack care is about recognizing the early signs and symptoms of a heart attack. Your quick response can save a life. Don't wait. Call 911 if you or a loved one experience chest tightness, fullness, or chest pain, discomfort in one or both arms, discomfort in your neck, jaw, or back, abdominal pain, nausea, shortness of breath, extreme anxiety, lightheadedness, cold sweats, or feeling like you might pass out. Do not drive. Call 911. To learn more, go to kch.org.
You never thought your child would get their own home, but it needs new wiring pulled and the kitchen could use a makeover. It's time to get in touch with Cubbage Electric and Construction. Give Brian and his team a call at 740-627-8004.
Cubbage Electric and Construction is a proud sponsor for all the local high school teams.
Cubbage Electric and Construction, 740-627-8004.
Hi, I'm Dean.
And I'm Don.
We are Durka's Pizza, home of the famous Stromboli, specialty pizzas, 16 different subs. We have homemade dinners, salads made fresh,
Lunch specials, daily specials, and of course, the Munchie menu. Chicken wings, cheese breadsticks, mac and cheese wedges. Call 740-392-5678.
delivery or pickup. Durka's Pizza.
Good afternoon, Frowen in Sports. I'm Buddy Wells. We'll start with college football, as over the weekend we learned that Ohio State head coach Ryan Day will have more vacancies to fill on his coaching staff for the upcoming season. On Friday, offensive line coach Justin Fry landed the same position with the Arizona Cardinals. And then on Sunday, news broke that offensive coordinator Chip Kelly was also heading to the NFL as he's set to become the new offensive coordinator with the Las Vegas Raiders. College basketball from over the weekend, the Ohio State men saw their 3-game win streak get snapped in Champaign on Sunday afternoon as they fell to number 18 Illinois 87-79. Next up for the Buckeyes, they host Maryland at the Shot on Thursday night. Tip-off is at 7. As for the Ohio State women, they kept things rolling on Sunday evening as they defeated Washington 66-56 here in Columbus. The Buckeye women improved to 20-1 overall this season, and they are 9-1 in conference play. They remained at number 8 in this week's AP Top 25 rankings. Next up for the OSU women is a pair of huge games in Los Angeles this week. On Wednesday night, it's a matchup against top-ranked UCLA. Then on Saturday night, Ohio State is at number 7, Southern California. We have some major news off the field in the NFL. As earlier today, Brown star edge rusher Myles Garrett requested a trade out of Cleveland. Garrett cited wanting to win a Super Bowl as the reason for his trade request. In the NBA, the Cavaliers destroyed the Mavericks yesterday afternoon, 144-101. Sam Merrill led the way with 27 points off the bench in the win. Cleveland wraps up their 3-game homestand tomorrow night as they host the Boston Celtics. Tip-off is at 7. For Owen in Sports, I'm Buddy Wells.
Veterans serving veterans.
That's what we do here at Knox County Veteran Services. Hi, I'm Kevin Henthorne, your Executive Director.
And I'm Financial Coordinator Melissa Schenk.
And we're here to meet the needs of Knox County veterans and their families.
We can help with emergency financial assistance,
filing of disability and pension claims, VA healthcare enrollment, and even transportation to VA healthcare facilities.
Please give us a call at 740-393-6742 or stop in and see us at our new location at 105 East Chestnut Street in Mount Vernon.
Griffin Insurance, taking care of your family since 1972. In today's day and age, it's very uncommon to get a real person when you call. Not at Griffin Insurance. We represent multiple carriers to find the best rate for you and your family. Whether it's auto, residential, commercial, or farm, we're here to help. Call Griffin Insurance at 740-397-7488. Griffin Insurance, finding you the best rate.
All right, welcome back. It is the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show. Thanks for joining us, Danville. Boys basketball. All right, they got one home game, not two.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry about that.
One.
You know, I look at stuff, and I'm just getting old.
Yeah.
It just happens. So you're going to be taking on East Knox at home, then at Mount Gilead, and at Ridgewood this week. Looking back to that game, look, when we do the Devil Dog game, it's pretty incredible. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of fun doing the Devil Dog game and stuff like that. Is basketball kind of... It's not on the same level, we know that, but is it kind of, I mean, do you think about it as a rivalry still?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's still getting there, and it was, they played really well at the beginning of the game. We got ourselves into a hole, and came close to digging ourselves out of it. You know, a shot goes down here or there. We end up losing by 1, but I think we were down 12 with about a minute and a half to go.
So, really? Battle back?
Somewhere around that, yeah.
Hit some threes? Or
Yeah, we finally made some threes, which we hadn't made the whole game. So they had built a big enough lead that we couldn't overcome it, though.
Yeah. So when you look back at that ball game, what could you do better going into tomorrow night?
Well, I think the big thing for us all year is just taking care of the ball.
Yeah.
Turnovers have been an issue for us all year, and the games that we've won have been successful. Been the games that we've cut down on the turnovers. We do a really good job. We have lots of assists in games, but just typically we have a bunch of turnovers as well.
Yeah, lead to easy points, and then it's hard to overcome that there.
Yeah.
Brayden, you look back at that East Knox ball game and turnovers, as Coach mentioned there. What else stood out to you in that game?
Well, there was a lot. I don't know. I think that coming out at the start of the game, we kind of just not expected to win, but maybe stooped down to their level a little bit, and we should have just came out just as hot as we could. I mean, I know everyone was trying, but there's just something about it. I don't know.
Is it kind of the same feel though? You know the rivalry with East Knox, same feel there.
I definitely don't like East Knox.
You always, you know,
not on East Knox.
Are you one of those people that you have some family that goes to East Knox?
No,
yeah, one of those people.
I have no family that goes to East Knox.
Okay, I wonder. Some people they got some East Knox, some Danville.
No, not me.
You never really know. Ashton, what stood out to you in the game against the East Knox Bulldogs? And you see that as a big rivalry game?
Well, absolutely. I take it as a big rivalry game. It's on its own level.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not there with football, but it's on its own level.
Yeah.
Like Braden said, we just didn't take the game to them. We kind of hesitated there for a little bit, and then when we went down, we started to claw back and take the game to them. But we definitely need to do that sooner this time around.
Yeah. Caleb, your thoughts on the Bulldogs game and going into the ball game tomorrow night?
Coach Lyons hit it pretty well. Turnovers.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. We've shot ourselves in the foot just about every game with turnovers. So it's just how we can control the ball and make sure we're strong with the ball.
Yeah.
Just not giving them opportunities to score. That's what's been killing us all year.
Yeah. Does this have the same feel as football or different?
So.
Oh man.
It's not the same as football.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
But football, I feel like football, it's its own different thing. That's on Tough Street. You have so much more history about football, the different games. But basketball, I mean, it's still school rivalry.
Yeah.
I've been in a lot of close games with them over East Knox. I think West Payne, it might have been like a JV game or something, but he hit a buzzer beater 3. We were all in the game my sophomore year. And and that was that moment was so cool.
Yeah.
It's one of those top moments. So it's definitely still a rivalry.
Yeah, I was at one game, and I don't know if it was that game where it was the buzzer beater, because who'd you say hit it again?
Wesley Payne in the JV game, but we also
wasn't it Levi Lyons hit one? Yeah, okay, that's what I was thinking.
Game-winning layup.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was there for that. Now this is back before we got the whole video thing going here.
Right.
But I videoed it myself. It was pretty crazy. I was trying to call the game, and I'm like, oh my gosh, everything going on. But Coach, you look back and you think about this week for your team, and you know what's coming up on Sunday. You've got the tournament draw.
Yeah.
Saturday's game really doesn't make a difference in terms of tournament draw with this. But the game against East Knox, the game against Mount Gilead, these are 2 basketball games that, despite the fact that those guys aren't bad programs, you can win these basketball games, and then 7-13 doesn't look too bad as opposed to maybe a 5-15 or something like that. So these are a couple big games this week, and then Ridgewood also on Saturday. What do you want to see from your group this week?
Well, I like to see we've had some improved consistency.
Yeah,
and I'd like to see that continue a lot more. We've done a lot better job sharing the ball recently too, taking care of the ball. Like I said, we've been pretty good at assists all year. I'd just like to see our defensive effort maybe be a little better. Our rotations have gotten better lately. We've been emphasizing that in practice, so hoping to see that as the week goes on too. This is like our multi-week game or multi-game weeks. We've played a lot of games in a short span.
Do you like that, or is it you keep them busy, or are you kind of we want more time to practice?
It's kind of tough when you I think we're only on practice 27 or something like that for the year. It's kind of tough when you don't have practices between games. If you're playing Friday night and playing Saturday, then ask them to come in on Saturday to get ready before we leave, or in the morning or something. So it's kind of tough to get ready for all those games.
Is that because of the late start on some of them?
Yeah, we had to reschedule 2 or 3 games this year, and we had one stretch where we played Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday.
Oh wow!
So yeah, it's been pretty packed.
Yeah. How do you prepare for something like that? I mean, it's got to be hard. You don't get a lot of practice in. You don't get a lot of prep in for.
Well, you go back to that. You're trying to work on conditioning, but you don't want to overdo it because you got to have the kids there to play. And luckily we didn't think we were going to have any seniors this year, and the fact that these 3 guys decided to come out and play this year really helped. I don't know how we'd have got through the season without them.
When they tell you that they were playing, was it early on, or were you
I had talked to Caleb a little bit over the last off season. He said he was going to play this year. Braden was kind of a late addition, and then Josh Byers, I've been asking him to play since he was a freshman. He played as a freshman and hadn't played since, and came out this year, and his energy's been really good for us.
Is it pretty physical? I mean, does Danville play pretty physical? I mean, you look at some of these guys, Byers and Caleb, you guys bumping people around. Because sometimes they say that, you start playing on the football field, and then you can bring it on to the basketball court, laying some people out.
I think that's been a tough adjustment for Josh. He's used to putting his hands. He's been used to putting his hands on people a lot, and we had to keep telling him, you're not playing linebacker now.
Is he fouling out like 3 minutes into a game or what?
He gets his fair share of them pretty fast. Yeah.
Did he really?
Game 1, he had like 5 minutes playtime. And he had 5 fouls.
Yeah. Oh wow. You like aggressiveness?
He's much better. He had 10 points the other night. That's
awesome.
his season high. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would have been nice to have him for the last several years, and he knows I keep telling him that.
Yeah.
He keeps apologizing. So I need him to be my poster child and recruit for me and say, hey, you can play football and basketball.
you can do them both. There's a lot of people that they say that, oh, I want to specialize in this thing. But isn't it good to play multiple sports?
Well, it's definitely good at our school. When you only have when you maybe only have 25 boys in a grade. Yeah, you really kind of need kids to play 2-3 sports. Yeah. Or you don't have enough for a team, really.
Yeah. All right. Last question for the kids here, and I want to talk about the fans at Danville. I love the fans at Danville. They travel with you. They're there, win or lose. How awesome are the fans at Danville there?
I mean, you gotta love the fans.
Yeah.
We're all a big family.
Yeah.
Everyone knows everyone. So, I mean, coming out after a game, win or lose, people you don't even know their name, they're saying, good job, congrats, whatever. It's a great feeling.
Yeah. And as you look at it, Ashton, what about the fans there at Danville?
Very supportive.
Yeah.
Like Braden said, it's one huge family.
Yeah.
I mean, we all might be related, but no, it's one big family, and we always have each other's backs.
Yeah.
So even win, lose, or draw.
Yeah. Caleb, kind of the same sentiment.
Yeah, I would kind of say it's a good community. We have a great community, really tight knit. So, but I mean, we have people watching from all over. Like my grandparents are down in Florida right now.
Yeah.
Every single game they watch.
Smart
on the big
people.
screen.
Smart people. They're down in Florida right now.
Oh, yeah.
Although today wasn't too bad. It didn't really feel like basketball weather outside. Steve, I'm going to finish up with you here. And you talk about the fans, and I know Scott Mickley does a lot to promote your team as well. And, it's great.
I've known Scott my whole life.
Yeah.
His brother was my best friend growing up. And, I've known Scott, and he does a lot, goes above and beyond for us, for the whole school. I don't know how he keeps his calendar straight. He's always telling me he looks at about 7 different calendars to figure out where he's going to be.
Yeah.
And it's a load off my mind. I don't have to worry about who's recording things.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have him there. Yep.
Yeah. Coach, thank you so much for coming over and joining us, and the players, thank you so much for joining us as well. Best of luck this week.
All right.
Now let's flip the script a little bit and get one more point to the other team instead of being 1 point shy. All right.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Appreciate you guys joining us. Danville boys basketball. Appreciate them spending some time with us. And if you hurry right now, I heard there's leftovers of the record. Griffin Insurance, Monday Night Sports Talk Show, also presented by Knox County Veteran Services, Cummins Electric, Plumbing and Construction, Knox Community Hospital, and Durko's Pizza and Subs. Let's take this break. We'll come back, talk with Fredericktown Hoops here on WMV.
Time and Temperature is brought to you by Knox County Veteran Services, located at 105 East Chestnut Street, Mount Vernon. Stop in and see us today.
It's 7:31 and 31 degrees.
Hi, I'm Dean.
And I'm Don.
We are Durko's Pizza, home of the famous Stromboli. Specialty pizzas, 16 different subs. We have homemade dinners, salads made fresh.
Lunch specials, daily specials, and of course, the Munchie Menu. Chicken wings, cheese breadsticks, mac and cheese wedges, Call 740-392-5678.
Delivery or pickup. Durka's Pizza.
You never thought your child would get their own home, but it needs new wiring pulled and the kitchen could use a makeover. It's time to get in touch with Cubbage Electric and Construction. Give Brian and his team a call at 740-627-8004.
Cubbage Electric and Construction is a proud sponsor for all the local high school teams.
Cubbage Electric and Construction, 740-627-8004.
Veterans serving veterans.
That's what we do here at Knox County Veteran Services. Hi, I'm Kevin Henthorne, your Executive Director.
And I'm Financial Coordinator Melissa Schenk.
And we're here to meet the needs of Knox County veterans and their families.
We can help with emergency financial assistance,
filing of disability and pension claims, VA healthcare enrollment, and even transportation to VA healthcare facilities.
Please give us a call at 740-393-6742 or stop in and see us at our new location at 105 East Chestnut Street in Mount Vernon.
Griffin Insurance, taking care of your family since 1972. In today's day and age, it's very uncommon to get a real person when you call. Not at Griffin Insurance. We represent multiple carriers to find the best rate for you and your family. Whether it's auto, residential, commercial, or farm, we're here to help. Call Griffin Insurance at 740-397-7488. Griffin Insurance, finding you the best rate.
Battling addiction? Take the first step to getting your life back with New Vision Medical Stabilization at Knox Community Hospital, where you're treated with dignity. New Vision provides inpatient detox services for adults experiencing acute withdrawal symptoms from certain drugs or alcohol. Same-day admissions. Medicaid, Medicare, and most insurance accepted. Addiction is a treatable disease. Call New Vision today at 740-399-3893.
WMVO Weather Center forecast.
The temp, 45 degrees, under clear skies. The wind is from the west at 4 miles per hour. The forecast for this evening, cloudy and breezy, with a chance of light drizzle. The temp about 51. Overnight, cloud-filled skies with some breeze, with a chance of light snow, 37 degrees. And then tomorrow, partly cloudy and breezy, and the temp 36. That's Storm Track weather on the heart of Knox County, WMVO.
Time and temperature is brought to you by Knox County Veteran Services, located at 105 East Chestnut Street, Mount Vernon. Stop in and see us today.
It's 7:30. It's 7:34 and 31 degrees. And 31 degrees.
All right, we're back. I don't really know what was going on there with the radio, but yeah, we're back here. Fredericktown Freddies boys basketball. Big week for the Freddies as they've got some big games on the schedule, some very meaningful games. We appreciate them joining us. And because the girls didn't play tonight, we got a couple other players in here as well because they bailed on us the last time. You bailed last time.
Yeah.
You said you weren't, Eric said they're not coming. They're at the girls' game. But we do appreciate Carson and Zane for joining us the last time. But Fredericktown Freddies 13-4, 11-1 on the K-Mac, tied with Cardington. And you play at Cardington Friday night, but we got a game tomorrow night. I say we. Of course, I went to Centerburg. Derek knows this. He says I favor them. I don't do that.
Just a little bit.
I do not favor them. Although I did go to Centerburg. Yeah,
I won't hold that against you.
Yeah, but we're going to talk about that game here as well. But you look at 13-4, 11-1 on the K-Mag. You're at this point of the year, tournament draws on Sunday. You're at the end of the year. It was kind of interesting. This game against Cardington on Friday, and I'm trying to skip over the game tomorrow because I know it's important too, but the game on Friday was a makeup game, and now it could be for the conference championship. So I guess there's a weird way that everything goes around here. But you look at this season, you're sitting at 13-4. Derek, do you like where you're at right now? You kind of look and go, there's a couple of games we could have pulled off, but at this point, 13 wins is pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean it's a journey.
Yeah.
I don't really have a whole lot of time to look back. Like you said, we got a big week coming up.
Yeah.
It's onward and upward from here.
Yep.
We've got a game tomorrow to get ready for. So don't dwell too much on the past.
All right. I won't think about too much of the past, but I do have to talk about some of it, including the Centerburg game the first time where you guys jumped out 11-0. I think you all just wanted to get back for the Yeah, what the semifinals college football playoff? Yeah. So you guys were in a hurry. You made it back halftime?
Yeah.
Yeah, that stinks. Probably watched it on your phone or something on the way.
On the bus ride home.
I figured you'd be able to watch a little bit of that. Gavin Toombs with us. Appreciate him joining us. How would you swing whatever mic you want to? You choose.
I'll take this
All right,
one,
you're gonna share there with Brody. All right, Brody Davis and Gavin Toombs. Gavin, hey, you look at this season and this junior class. Very good junior class, and there are a lot of expectations going into this year, weren't there? I mean, you guys won the conference last year and an opportunity here.
Yeah, we knew coming into the season that we have to prove a lot of things, and we have a lot of people looking at us trying to bring us down, but we knew if we play together because we've been playing since we were second grade, maybe, all of us. We knew if we stuck together and just grinded, we would come out and be victorious.
Yeah. So you guys have been playing together, like all of you have been playing together for a long time?
I think it was, YMCA, maybe first grade.
Oh, really?
Most of us have been playing together, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Does that help you? I mean, kind of where everybody's going to be and everything? I mean,
100%. Yeah. I mean, it's like, sometimes I'm not even looking at Brody and I can hit him in the corner. See Blake Sipes under the basket, dunk it right there. It's just, we've been doing it ever since we were 8 or 9 years old.
I will tell you, I wish there would have been able to see some more dunks this year. So you have a couple more games.
We have a few more, yeah.
You have a few more. I am hoping to get some more dunks.
All right.
But so there's the goal for this this week.
Of course.
Obviously, goal number one is probably to win the KMAC, and you guys have that opportunity and put yourself in position for that. What are some of maybe the other goals that you set forth for this year?
Definitely making a run in the tournament.
Yeah.
We kind of, last year's game didn't go how we wanted it to in the tournament. Kind of just,
Was that the Afrocentric game?
No, that was our freshman year. This was the Fairbanks game.
Okay,
buzzer beater.
Oh.
We lost to buzzer
beater.
beater.
Yeah, that was at Fairbanks, and they had that stage there and everything.
Yeah, I mean, obviously making a run in the tournament's a big goal for us. We know we can do it. We've been working all season for it, so that. Other than winning the KMAC, that's definitely up there.
Yeah. Brody, you're a junior too, right?
Yeah.
All right, swing that mic over there to him, Gavin. I guess you guys are sharing this. Some of the things that maybe you looked at that you wanted to accomplish in this season, maybe some of the things you worked on going into the season, Brody.
I worked on shooting the ball a lot better, getting my form down, so then when I didn't have the ball in my hands and I was wide open on a kick out from Gavin, I could knock it down whenever he needed me to. And more goals was the same thing as him. KMAC championship. Our goal was to go undefeated in the KMAC, which we fell up short, but we can still get the KMAC champs. And personally, my goal, and I think it's very well possible for us to win a district this year.
Yeah,
that was
awesome.
one of my big goals.
Yeah. Looking at the KMAC, here we are. We're near the end, Derek. It's a very competitive league once again. I mean, you guys had a tough game there with Mount Gilead even and beat them in overtime. Then you beat them by like 40 the next time or whatever. You scored like 93 points. You guys have put up some big points this year, Derek. But what do you think of the KMAC here as we're near the end?
Like you said, there's a lot of good teams. I think a lot of teams, we've kind of painted the target on our back this year. I think the guys understand that when you're sitting at the top, you get a lot of teams' best shot. And I think we've got some of that, and guys have handled it well, but there's no such thing as an easy night in the KMAC. You're gonna, come across something that just always throws you for a loop. So it's been a good league this year.
Now you guys beat Mount Gilead in overtime the first time. This past Tuesday, you put up 93 points. What changed? You started making shots.
I think some of it's just mentality.
Yeah.
I think going in, I'd like to think we prepare as hard as we can every game, but I think sometimes you learn a little about your team, and we talk about what went well, what didn't go well, and try to take a couple of things each game and really try to improve upon that. And these guys are hungry. I think again, like that was a big game for Mount Gilead just as it was for us, and we got to take that mentality in and try to impose it on them that we're gonna get their best shot. So we've got to be ready. Kind of impose that killer instinct. We've got to really keep the foot on the gas.
Yeah. Gavin, from a player's perspective, what went right to change from the first time against Mount Gilead to 93 points and a big win this past Tuesday?
I feel like when we played Mount Gilead the first time, it was like one of the first times we ever saw a zone this season. So definitely we knew we were going to get a zone going in at Mount Gilead, just adapting to that. And We've gotten zones all year because I think we have one of the best teams, like best athletes. No one can put 5 guys out there and guard our 5. So definitely people playing in the zone, really, we've gotten really better at it. And just, we came out hungry. We knew the first time I don't think we were as prepared as we were the second time. And we were just hungry and wanted to get that win.
Well, you got it. 93 points.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the first time you guys scored in the 90s.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brody. Looking back at that Mount Gilead game last week, what stood out for you?
The way we played together, the way we moved the ball. We had trouble with our ball movement early in the season when we dropped those first 2 losses. And I feel like we've been working on it more, and Coach Diblin's been preaching it to us that no one can stop us if we move the ball how we do in practice. And we put that into that game, and we put it on them.
Yeah. Well, you guys are going to get an opportunity this week to play in some big basketball games. And, you've got Centerburg at home tomorrow night. We're going to be there for that ball game. And we're gonna be there Friday night at Cardington Lincoln as well, planning on being there as well. I want to look back, though, at this game this past Friday night, 66-47. You guys fall to Northmore. And, again, this conference is good. I mean, they've got talented kids over there. The Wanger kid's one of the top scorers in the conference and things. You look back at that game, what stood out to you against Northmore?
I think the biggest thing was just energy. We fell in a hole early and just never really seemed to get our footing. I think collectively, struggled to move the ball on offense, and just it was one of those nights where everything that could go wrong seemed to go wrong for us. And credit them, they had a nice game plan. Jax was pretty good that night.
Yeah,
I think he had double, like 14 rebounds.
Oh,
how many? 20-something. So
yeah.
He had a nice night, and they did a good job.
Yeah.
So again, I think credit to them for that win.
Yeah. You haven't want to even think about that. I'll move on quickly after this. But it's the Northmore game.
I mean, it's a tough environment to play in. We knew that coming in, but like Coach Diblin said, it just felt like nothing was going our way.
Yeah.
And there's no one to blame other than us on that. I mean, sure, you can blame the refs, you can blame the crowd being too loud, whatever, but ultimately it comes back on you.
Yeah.
And I mean, you just gotta keep fighting and get the next win.
I don't talk about officiating, Gavin.
I'm not. I
just don't.
Could have been the best refs you ever seen. I don't
know. Brody has an opinion now. I'm just kidding. Brody, looking back at that Northmore game, some of the things that maybe you guys look back on and you say these are some of the things you need to improve upon going into this big week of games.
When I look back, I don't think it's something that we need to improve on. I just think that night we didn't hit too many of the shots that we really usually take and hit. And I just think that we just the shots didn't drop.
Hey, those things happen. Sometimes it's just cold shooting night, and you move on, and you go to the next night. Well, you guys got some big games this week. Talk about, I think, 3 games this week, and 2 of them are on the road. The 1 is at home, and so we will be at the game tomorrow night and Friday night as well. Looking forward to seeing the Fredericktown Preddies. But we're going to take this break. We'll come back, and we'll talk about Centerburg and Fredericktown. That matchup is tomorrow night. That's on our WNBO Facebook page, WNBO on the radio. Let's take this break. We'll come back, and more of the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show coming up.
Griffin Insurance, taking care of your family since 1972. In today's day and age, it's very uncommon to get a real person when you call. Not at Griffin Insurance. We represent multiple carriers to find the best rate for you and your family. Whether it's auto, residential, commercial, or farm, we're here to help. Call Griffin Insurance at 740-397-7488. Griffin Insurance, finding you the best rate.
Heart disease is the leading cause of death in the U.S. Early heart attack care is about recognizing the early signs and symptoms of a heart attack. Your quick response can save a life. Don't wait. Call 911 if you or a loved one experience chest tightness, fullness, or chest pain, discomfort in one or both arms, discomfort in your neck, jaw, or back, abdominal pain, nausea, shortness of breath, extreme anxiety, lightheadedness, cold sweats, or feeling like you might pass out. Do not drive. Call 911. To learn more, go to kch.org.
Hi, I'm Dean.
And I'm Don.
We are Durka's Pizza, home of the famous Stromboli, specialty pizzas, 16 different subs. We have homemade dinners, salads made fresh,
Lunch specials, daily specials, and of course, the Munchie Menu. Chicken wings, cheese breadsticks, mac and cheese wedges. Call 740-392-5678.
Delivery or pickup. Durka's Pizza.
Veterans serving veterans.
That's what we do here at Knox County Veteran Services. Hi, I'm Kevin Henthorne, your Executive Director.
And I'm Financial Coordinator Melissa Schenk.
And we're here to meet the needs of Knox County veterans and their families.
We can help with emergency financial assistance,
Filing of disability and pension claims, VA healthcare enrollment, and even transportation to VA healthcare facilities.
Please give us a call at 740-393-6742 or stop in and see us at our new location at 105 East Chestnut Street in Mount Vernon.
You never thought your child would get their own home, but it needs new wiring pulled and the kitchen could use a makeover. It's time to get in touch with Cubbage Electric and Construction. Give Brian and his team a call at 740-627-8004.
Cubbage Electric and Construction is a proud sponsor for all the local high school teams.
Cubbage Electric and Construction, 740-627-8004.
WMBO Weather Center forecast.
The temp, 45 degrees, under clear skies. The wind is from the west at 4 miles per hour. The forecast for this evening, cloudy and breezy, with a chance of light drizzle. The temp about 51. Overnight, cloud-filled skies with some breeze, with a chance of light snow, 37 degrees. And then tomorrow, partly cloudy and breezy, and the temp 36. That's Storm Track weather on the heart of Knox County, WMBO.
Griffin Insurance.
All right, we are back here live on camera as well as on the radio. Brody now knows this, but Fredericktown boys basketball. Big week ahead for the Fredericktown Freddies. All starts tomorrow night as they host the Centerburg Trojans. You know, I had a schedule out here, and I told the people here, so the game's at Centerburg, but I was like, wait a minute, the game we already played at Centerburg. The game's at Fredericktown. So we'll be heading over there tomorrow night. We appreciate Gavin Toombs, Brody Davis. Brody, the camera's right there if you want to wait. And Derek Dimley, we appreciate them joining us here. First time against Centerburg, and it's always a big matchup between Centerburg and Fredericktown. You guys got out to a hot start, and you're up 11-0 to begin the ball game, but you know it doesn't even matter. It could be the flip side. Centerburg gets the lead. The other team always comes back. They always have a run. It's a game of runs. What stood out to you in that game against Centerburg? They made their run. Wasn't enough, obviously, but getting out to the hot start obviously helped for you guys too.
Well, it's kind of been something we preached all year to try to get off to a hot start. And that night we were fortunate enough to get off to a hot start. But again, they came storming back, and it was just a game of we kind of use the analogy like it was a 12-round fight. Just kind of kept delivering haymakers, and it wasn't like a knockout punch type game. And it was just to credit our guys, like they just kind of held the ground, stood the ground, and just continued to make plays, especially down the stretch when we needed to.
When you guys play in a big game like that, the experience, even though they're not even seniors at this point, but they're pretty experienced at the varsity level. Does that kind of help where the game slows down? They don't rush things, even when you say, "Well, we were up 11-0," and now it's a ball game, but it doesn't really faze them at all.
Well, I think they're only juniors and sophomores, but they're still seasoned. Like they've been in these big games before.
Yeah.
They seem to play their best when their backs are against the wall.
Yeah.
And again, the camaraderie and the chemistry they have together, I think really shows up, especially late in games, because of the reps they've got together over the last couple of years.
Yeah. Gavin, look back at that Centerburg game. Pretty nice start, 11-0. You guys hang on to win that ball game. What stood out to you against the Centerburg Trojans first meeting? Did you guys try to rush as you get back? No, I'm kidding. But you look at it. Back at that ball game.
Definitely moving the ball.
Yeah.
I feel like that was the first time we really had really good ball movement, and Coach Diblin was preaching all year, get the ball moving, no one will stop us, and we saw how we could do it. But Coach Diblin always says, if you throw a haymaker, expect one back.
Yeah.
So they obviously came back, and we just, like you said, the seniors last year taught us well, only being sophomores and freshmen, and we play better with our back against the wall, and we showed what we could do.
Rivalry against Centerburg, right? It's a
yeah.
rivalry game, right?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
100%.
And I didn't go to Centerburg. I did online schooling now. But Brody, looking back at that first meeting with Centerburg, what stood out to you in that game? You guys got to a hot start. I know you had an early 3 in that ball game. What stood out to you?
I just felt like at the beginning of the game we couldn't miss. I think
Yeah.
we hit 4 or 5 straight shots that went in, and energy was through the roof. We didn't really slow down until the end of the first quarter.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, what was it, 24-6 at the end of one? Yeah. You guys are up by 18. You got to be feeling good. But, Coach, even when you're up 18 at the end of one, put on the gas, right? I mean, in a situation like that, you hit 5 threes in the opening quarter. Things are going well. But, you know that things can change pretty quickly in high school basketball.
Yeah, no, we always try to get them to continue to, make plays and just continue to work on good habits. We really believe habits transfer, and we want these guys to always make the right play regardless of score, regardless of, how much you're up, how much you're down, because, at the end of the day, you fall back on your habits, and, all year we've kind of pressed that on these guys.
Well, what did you like maybe about that first meeting with Centerburg and some of the things you left with, even the fact that you got the early lead and you're up 18 at the end of one that you wanted to work on?
Well, these guys kind of alluded to, but I think the energy off the start, whatever they did pregame,
Do it again.
We don't always get that, but I think to get off to that good a start in their gym kind of silences the crowd a little bit, and obviously energy is contagious, because I think in those 4 or 5 first possessions we had 3 or 4 different guys score the basketball, and again that's something we've talked about all year. This is a dangerous club when they're moving the ball.
Yeah, for several years, a number of years, the rotation wasn't a whole lot. You get guys in there, but you got some different guys that can come in and contribute for this team. How important is it to have those bench guys come in and their energy that they bring?
Well, I mean, it's super important. One of the things we kind of hang our hat on, we value depth. Obviously, you've got to have guys who can come in and get the job done. You never know what's going to happen. A guy gets sick, a guy gets in foul trouble.
Yeah.
A guy's not feeling it that particular night. Like, you've got to have guys step in, and we're fortunate enough to have multiple guys that we feel comfortable, and that we genuinely trust to come in and get the job done. And again, those guys that come in, they played all summer with us. Some of those guys played last year with us. So again, there's those common reps together, and that chemistry amongst even guys that come in off the bench. So. They're a pretty tight-knit group, which again makes for a special group.
Gavin, what do you got to do tomorrow night? Beat Centerburg, sweep them.
Come out strong with energy, move the ball, play good defense. Definitely the energy part, though. It's going to be good getting back home, playing in front of the home crowd. It's just a game we need to win. Not looking at anything past it.
Yeah.
Just got to win this game.
Take care of business. Is it easier to do that now? I mean, you've been through the fire to say, hey, focus here on this ball game.
Definitely now at this point of the season, it's definitely easy to say, screw the rest of the schedule, kind of, and just worry about this game.
Sure.
Because, anything can happen on a particular, like, Brody could be hitting 10 threes.
Yeah.
Or
he could hit 10 threes.
Carson Reinhart could be dribbling it, driving down the lane, dunking it.
Oh,
you never know what he can do.
We're all cool with that, too.
Yeah, hey.
So, should be fun tomorrow night. Slide that over to Brody, who now knows we're on camera. And tell us your thoughts on that ball game tomorrow night. And the camera's right there if you want to look at it.
Tomorrow night, I think we just need to play with energy and intensity, come out hot. And we always have a monster third quarter, and it helps us just pull away from them. It takes their life out of them, so that we can put our bench in the fourth. And
boom.
That's what we
take care of business.
Oh yeah.
I like it. All right, tomorrow night we're gonna have the game from Fredericktown. Pregame around 7:15 or something like around that time tomorrow night. WMBO Facebook page, WMBO here on the radio as well. And then as well, we're gonna be over at Cardington Lincoln High School on Friday night, live streaming that ball game. So join us throughout this week for high school basketball. Wednesday night also will be at Mount Vernon for the girls game. As they will play at home again against Lakewood. So we'll have that for you. We appreciate you guys joining us here on the program today, which, again, was on camera. And appreciate you guys spending some time with us. Do want to thank Griffin Insurance, Durko's Pizza and Subs, Knox Community Hospital, Cubbage Electric, Plumbing and Construction, and Knox County Veteran Services for sponsoring the program throughout this year. We're running through the first Monday in March here this season. But thanks for joining us here on the Griffin Insurance Monday Night Sports Talk Show. Back at it next week at 7 o'clock. Join us tomorrow night from Fredericktown, Centerburg, and Fredericktown facing off in KMAC action tomorrow night. Live streaming on the WMVO Facebook page and WMVO on the radio.